Hello, people. All right, what is up? Hello. Okay, before I begin, if anybody could just tell me if you could hear me okay, because I've had problems in the past. So if you just say like, yeah, we could hear you or whatever, or write it, because I have to like read the text otherwise, but if you give me a thumbs up or something. But either way, hi, what's up? This is Dollar Store Stereography number 12. This is Viewmaster Real Digitizer. Everybody can hear? All right, thank you very much. Thanks. All right, so let's get started on this. First of all, where are my notes? Oh my God, did I just like lose everything? All right, anyway, this was a project that was suggested to me by Dave Wynn, and he's Stereo Simeon on the on Twitter, and he was looking for a easy and simple way, or at least a effective way, not necessarily easy and simple, it's an effective way to digitize his massive Viewmaster reel collection. And so today we're going to be digitizing a very special reel. This is from my very good friend Eric Drysdale. Now then, by the way, we just I'm president of the PARALLAX-SHIFT Stereo Club. We just instated our worldwide membership. It's a really good price, $5 a month subscription. You get 2 meetings a month, 1 community, 1 lecture meeting, and the Shift magazine, which is going to be a multimedia online magazine. And this is an incentive, along with a couple of other cool things that I have. These are glasses from American Paper Optics. I don't know if I could see this. Let's see if I could do this. I can't do this right now with that. But either way, holographic glasses, but also this absolutely incredible, this is an exquisite production. This, Eric Drysdale produced this with a ton of other people. This is a very well produced. There's absolutely nobody in the world that I have ever met that didn't absolutely fall in love with this Viewmaster reel set. It's called The Man with Feet, and it's kind of like a $6 Million Man parody, and it's wonderfully produced. It won Time Out. It was listed as Time Out New York's like top comedy everything in 2011, and it won the NSA Theater Original Best Original Theater at the NSA 3D Con in 2019. This is an exquisite and excellent production. You can see how much work went into it with this Viewmaster reel. It's wonderful. And we're going to be doing an easy and simple way to digitize Viewmaster reels. I'm going to be using a coffee can. If you don't have a coffee can, what we're really going to be doing is this. We're looking for something with a translucent top to it. So if you get maybe like a takeout food container with a translucent top, you're really looking for something that is smooth, that doesn't have any impressions on it. Where's the one that I just literally lost? Oh my God. Please don't fall in the bathtub. I'm in my bathroom, by the way. Sorry, guys. I didn't have any way to like do this. So this one came, I don't know what it came off of, but you see how it has this imprint on it? You don't want anything like that because it's going to show through the transparency of the Viewmaster slides when you photograph it, perhaps. So you want something that is absolutely smooth and translucent. And you want something about this size. The reason why we're using something like a coffee can size or this like takeout like soup container size is because of this. The second thing that you're going to need is a battery powered light. You might be able to use something like a couple of pin lights if they're like something that is a bright enough LED, and these can stay on. Like some people have these on their keychains, whatever. I went to the dollar store and I bought this. This is like one of those like cat lights. I got it for $1.50, and I'm just gonna tape the back of this because I lost the back of the battery cover, whatever. But anyway, I'm just gonna like shove this in the coffee can, and there's a reason why I want to use something this size. It's because when you have lights that are very bright, like an LED light, and that's kind of what you want. You want something cheap, easy, and battery powered, and LED lights are probably like the best bet for it. If you can see when I hold it up, or at least even with this one, this might be a better example. If you can see when I have this like right up against the front of it, you can see the pin light. When I bring it backwards, it really becomes more and more diffuse. And that's what you want. You want a nice, diffuse, even light to light up your transparencies of your Viewmaster reels. And so you need a little bit of space to do that. You can see when I put the light right up here, it's like a pin light. And then when I pull it back closer and closer, it gets more and more, that's like a big moon shape, you know? So I'm just gonna shove this in my coffee can. This is a very easy project. I'm shoving it. All right, I'm gonna put my lid on my coffee can, and this lid happens to have a very nice, a coffee can lid and like a soup container lid is actually, I figured out, is the perfect size for a Viewmaster reel. It has like this like kind of like raised lip on the edge. This is outside of the transparency images when you put this on the can and you put your reel on top of it. So since it has this nice little dot right in the middle, this like little tiny, I don't know if you can see that, but you can find the center of this. There you go. You see that little dimple right there? You're just going to stick a pin in there. So where are my pins? Now then, I was trying this out with a couple of different things. I found a little Lego piece because like I use Legos for a lot of projects. And there's this little tiny like stick Lego piece that is from whatever kit. This is about, hold on, this is about, I think, 1/8 of an inch. That's a half an inch, that's a quarter of an inch. This is about 1/8 of an inch wide, and that's about the size of the spindle hole in the middle of a Viewmaster reel, a standard Viewmaster reel. So it won't shake from side to side. You can just use a pin and kind of stick it down if you want. But if you ever want to like do a lot of them and you want it to be very, very consistent in when you spin it around, because this is what we're going to be doing, you might want to get something like this size. You might want to find a nail that's thick. I was thinking of using a screw. Never use a screw, even though a screw is going to be thicker and it'll have like that kind of diameter. It might be a 1/8 of an inch screw. It might be easier to find than a 1/8 of an inch nail. It might rip up your Viewmaster reel. And if you have something that's precious, or if you're a collector and you like really care about your stuff, you don't want that to happen to the inside of your Viewmaster reel ever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick a pin right in the middle of that dimple that I just showed you. And if you get one that it's like scratched up on the top, just like get a different lid. You want it to be as even and as not scratched up as possible. And so I'm just going to like just go boop right in the middle, and it's very easy for me to find the center of that because of that little like dimple impression that it had. And it seems that every single lid that I found, at least in my neighborhood, had a dimple impression in it. And after that, I'm going to take the lid off and I'm just going to kind of shove this in. And if it doesn't shove good enough, kind of take the pin and kind of just wiggle it around, just like be like, meh. And then just kind of shove it in nicely. And once you get that in, this has a Lego piece on top, of course, but if you have something like a nail head or something like that, like a carpet nail maybe not a carpet nail, I think they're more angular. But anyway, so I'm just going to put this on my Viewmaster reel. And I'm going to stick that on. And now I have this very nice little Viewmaster thing. It's going to turn in basically the exact diameter of the outside rim. Basically, it found its center, so it's going to be nice and even every time I turn it. I'm going to turn off the lights for a second, and this might be a little harder to see just because this isn't a photographing. I'm not in my photo program, and Instagram kind of sucks for taking pictures. But basically, you're going to have to find a sweet spot of your own, and this is what we're going to do next. So you can see that this is illuminated from the inside, and it's giving you a nice, even light. And basically the next step is this. you can take any other type of thing that you want in order to put your phone. So I'm just using my old iPhone as a demo phone. I have it on a selfie stick stuck in a wine bottle. The way that I took the pictures on my Instagram, I actually put this inside my toilet paper holder. Oops. And I like shoved my phone inside here. There's going to be different ways that you can just basically get about, you're going to want about anything from 3 to maybe 5 or 7 inches. It really is going to be dependent on your phone and on the focal length of your lens on your phone. But basically, you're going to be wanting the least amount of space for it to focus. So you're going to want to focus it. As soon as it hits a focusing point, there's going to be, an out of focus range on your phone. And once you get it in focus, wherever that spot is, you're going to want to set up a device that you can basically place your phone on a cradle. So whether that's your toilet paper holder from your bathroom, whether that's like a selfie type of stick thing that maybe you can adjust, like that you buy in the store. This is one that I broke recently, but this has an adjustable neck on it, and this is the part that broke on it. But that's something that I could go up and down with very easy. You could use a cardboard box and just lay it on its side and cut a hole in the top of the cardboard box. But you want something that will be settled in a way that you can take the picture over and over again at the same height. And when you do this, you want to take your picture. Now, this is the part that I can't show you now because I'm on Instagram Live, and I'm going to have to supplement this with a post, which I'll do right after this. But basically, when you find the sweet spot on your phone that is the height that you like this at, you're going to want it to be within focusing range, but you're going to want to zoom in a little bit. And you're going to want to set your phone at the highest resolution that you could take your pictures at. So whatever phone you have is going to be whatever resolution you have. Like my boyfriend has an iPhone, like whatever the newest one is, and like it shoots like ridiculous, like 4K or 8K. I don't even know what it shoots. It's like looking out a window. And basically you're going to want to do the highest resolution, the shortest amount of distance, because a lot of people will try to do something with like a magnifying lens. And if you use a magnifying lens, that's going to distort these very small images. You're going to get some sort of like vignetting on your image lens and stuff like that. And that's not what you want. You also want, this is also a good tip, you might also want to use a bubble level. This isn't the bubble level I was looking for. This is a regular bubble level. You could use this also, and just make sure that your phone is level and that your actual Viewmaster reel is level on the table so that they're both level at the same way, because you're going to want to minimize something called keystoning. And keystoning is this. Like, let's say you have a square, right? And that's a really bad square. Okay, let me draw another square. Let's say you have, let me just use a piece of white paper. Okay, let's say you have a square. Let me just not knock that over as I'm doing it. So if you have it, pretend this is a square, right? And if you take your picture at an angle, the square might look like something like this. And you might have to edit more in your post-editing, because the next step out of this is after you take enough of your images, and when you zoom in and you can take each one of these images individually, you can not zoom in as much and perhaps take the whole reel at the same time. This is really just for like kind of illuminating it from the bottom and giving you really like a way to digitize it. You might find your own method of digitizing past beyond that point that is right for you. So whether you're doing one image at a time or whether you're doing the whole reel at a time and then going in and editing it and just like basically cropping each one of them out, you're obviously going to have to crop out each one out in pairs. So whatever is on this side is obviously going to be on this side. Whatever is on this side, it's a Viewmaster reel. So whatever is on the horizontal plane or vertical plane, whatever, just in one direction, that's what's going to be your stereo pair that you're going to be doing. And a lot of times the images are going to match like pretty obviously, so you won't really have a trouble matching them afterwards. But you want to minimize this thing called keystoning, because that's going to be giving you a lot of problems, just because it just gives you a lot of more post-editing work to do. It's an unnecessary step that you can very easily overgo if you just do something like put a bubble level on top and make sure that it's centered. They sell bubble levels that are circular, that it has like a dot in the middle. That would be the better bubble level to use, but you can use this in a pinch and stuff like that. It's $1 for stereography. You can try whatever works for you and see what works for you. But basically, that's the whole project. You just need to illuminate your Viewmaster reel from a place where it will have diffuse light. You want to have a very even diffuser, so you want to have a translucent top. Don't use like a blue coffee container lid. Like, try to find one that is translucent. Try to find either like you could absolutely use, this is not going to come out now that I put it in, but you can absolutely use a takeout food container. This isn't the lid for this, so it's only going to go in that far. But if this was on an actual container that it fit on, you could absolutely, like, you know, put the lid on over there and it'll work just as well. The Viewmaster reels are, of course, light proof because they're supposed to be illuminated from behind. So they are very, very black when you take the photograph. So you don't have to very much worry about light pollution. If that is a issue for you, you can always like take a Sharpie marker and go around the edge. And I would absolutely recommend going around the opposite end of whatever you put your reel on, because if you put your reel on something with a Sharpie marker where it touches the actual marker part, Sharpie markers are alcohol markers and it will come off and rub eventually. So if you ever do put a paint marker around your edge or something like that, put it on the back side, not on the front side. And we're always doing this on the front side. That's what we're doing here. And this is basically the whole entire project. Find a light that you can find that is battery powered, that is bright enough to illuminate your image, that you could photograph it. Stick it in a coffee can or a takeout food container. If you don't like this to be clear, you could take a piece of gaff tape. Maybe you could spray paint it black. You could color. I wouldn't color it with a magic marker. It will get all over the place. But once you do that, make sure that your lid is a nice diffuse lid, that it doesn't have any sort of impressions into the lid. Like you could see here, like this plastic like recycling thingy is on it. You don't want that. You want to make sure that your lid is actually just nice and smooth. Once you do that, you put a hole in it. Make sure you have that distance. By the way, this coffee can, just in case anybody is realizing what size is it, it's like, this coffee can is like about 5.5 inches. So that's a good amount of height that you want to get a nice diffuse light for illuminating your image. And once you have this, then the next thing you have to do is just find your phone, get something that is a consistent type of phone cradle. This is something that I like because I can adjust this very easily. So if my phone focuses up here, I can have it up here. If it focuses down here, I can have it down here. You want the minimum distance of focusing. That way, when you zoom in on the image that you're photographing, you can get the highest resolution image, and you don't have to do anything worrying about distortion from any magnifying lens that you would try to use if you're trying to zoom in with like a telephoto lens or like a macro lens or something like that. That is what we're trying to avoid here. We want to get this as close to real life as possible, and the way to do that is just basically with the natural lens on the camera. And that's pretty much it. Obviously put the lights off in your room when you do it. Unfortunately, I can't really do a lot besides this right now, but I'll show you really quickly what this looks like. And let me flip my camera around. I don't know how to do that. Here we go. So can I zoom in? Oh my God, I can actually do that here. So you could see there's going to be a point where I can get out of focus. Somewhere like, I'm about 1 inch away from, I'm about 1.5 inches away from the top of the can right now. But you can see this really comes in very nicely in focus. I can spin this around very easily. So if I have my phone placed in a cradle, all I have to do is flip through the images. And this is, of course, this is Eric Drysdale's The Man with Feet. And it's about like, you know, it's like a $6 million man story about a guy who has like these like crazy robotic shoes that like, you know, it's kind of like Inspector Gadgety. It's amazing. It's really an amazing production. A lot of work went into this. It's a wonderful Viewmaster reel. And of course, when you're photographing them, one of them will be upside down, one of them will be right side up. And you can really get a lot of detail with modern phones. That's what's really the best part about this project is you don't have to invest in a scanner. You don't need a transparency scanner. You could really just do this with your phone. I try to do everything I can on my phone because just like getting up to go to the computer to scan something is like the biggest pain in my ass right now. And that's like literally what I used to do for a living. So I do this method, so it's really acceptable unless you're doing something for like a museum that you need like 6400 resolution or something like that, whatever. But this is a quick and easy project. If anybody has any questions, please give me a DM, and I hope this is really easy and enjoyable. I'm sure if you have something that you figured out that like is the method that works better for you, like a little add-on or a little detail that you like, please feel free to experiment. That's what this is all about. And thank you very much for tuning in, guys. And remember, if you sign up, if you go to my profile, I have a link in my bio, and please sign up for PARALLAX-SHIFT Stereo Club. We just did worldwide membership. We have an excellent club in New York City. We want to like continue that throughout the international community, basically.